This is from a SaaS school project. But can we do this in Photoshop? Yes, we can. Let's do it. Hi guys, I'm back. Welcome to Dexplorion, and for those who don't know me, I'm Didi, and this channel is all about designing in Photoshop and sharing the process with you. And in the process, we will discuss various tools, techniques and tips and tricks which will improve your workflow and level up your graphic design game. Actually, this video is a continuation of the last video where we have created the layered paper effect, and today's video is about the typography part where we'll be creating the paper cutout effect for the text. If you are interested in the layered paper effect, this is the video and you can find it by clicking on the I button above, and I'll put down the link in the description. Now let's go to the screen and start working on our typography. I'll be starting from where I have left in my last video and turn off the visibility of the subject composite group and the ellipse layer so that we only have the white solid adjustment layer. But if you are only interested in typography, then you just have to open a canvas of your preferred dimension and create a solid color adjustment layer. And now we are on the same page. We'll click on the text tool and then click anywhere on the canvas and type in our text. We have to reduce the font size. Then we'll adjust the line spacing. I'll be using the font Helvetica. You have the freedom of choosing any font of your liking. Just make sure it's thick and bold. The characters are placed too far from each other, so I will bring them closer. I want my every letters to be uppercase, so I will click here. I'll be refining it a little bit more. And now we'll click on any of these handles to activate the transform tool and hold the Alt or Option key and drag it by the handle to resize it so that it maintains its dimensions. Our text is ready, and now we will be moving on to the next step where we'll be working on the effects. We'll start off by changing the color of our text, and for this effect we have to set it to the color of our background. Our text has gone invisible, but we'll make it visible by applying a drop shadow to it, and for that we will double click here to open the layer style dialog box and click on drop shadow. We can change the position of the shadow by clicking and dragging it like this, or you can use the distance and angle sliders as well, but I prefer doing it like this. Make sure the checkbox of use global lighting is turned on to ensure the direction of the other effects we are going to apply have the same direction and alignment. We'll tinker with the opacity slider here. Noise is little too much here, so I'll change it. Let's settle down for 3. We'll also adjust the size of the shadow. It all depends on your preference. There are no set rules for this. Just play around, and when you are satisfied, hit OK. I'll adjust the opacity of the shadow a little bit more. Okay, now we are good to go. We'll then right click on the drop shadow here and click on create layer, and now our drop shadow is a totally separate layer and it will behave like any other layer, which means we can now change its opacity from here and many more things. Let's first link the text and the drop shadow layer we just created and turn off its visibility for the time being. We'll again bring up the layer styles of the text layer, and this time we'll apply an inner shadow to it. Most of the sliders here are same as in the case of the drop shadow, and we'll adjust them as per our preference, except the distance and the angle sliders, because we have already turned on the use global lighting, and altering them will change the alignment of the shadows. It will look unnatural if shadows are in different directions, as we are trying to show that the light is coming from a single source. Next, we're gonna click here to add an outer glow. It is being added along the edges here, but since the color is white, we won't be able to see anything right now, but I will show you the difference in a moment. I will bring down the spread and size little bit so that the effect is a subtle one. We'll also add the bevel and emboss. You can play with these sliders and see the effect. I will not change anything here and hit OK. And we'll do the same as we did with the drop shadow. We create a layer out of them, and now you can see they are all separate layers and they are also linked together. We'll turn off the visibility of the layers except the outer glow layer, and if you see carefully, the subtle outer glow is now visible. In our next step, we will be doing some masking of the layers we just created out of the FX, and for that we will first turn back on the visibility of that drop shadow layer and add a layer mask to it. Then we will grab the brush tool, adjust the brush size by pressing the right and left second bracket keys. Right click anywhere to open the brush settings and select the soft round brush, keeping the foreground color black. We'll paint like this to hide these areas behind the mask. We have to do the same for this text also, but if we do it in the same way, it will affect the upper text and we don't want that. So we will take the rectangular marquee tool and draw a selection like this. Press Ctrl or Command Shift plus I to inverse the selection. Why inverse? Because we want to paint outside the selection, not inside. And now paint like this to hide. We'll turn back on the visibility of the other effect layers and add a layer mask to the inner shadow layer, and take the brush tool and change the foreground color to black by pressing the X key and hide these areas behind the mask. We'll do the same for the other effect layers. I'll bring down the opacity of the drop shadow layer a little bit, and we can keep on refining till we are satisfied. I'll be speeding up the video here. If you want to keep the same settings as I am doing, you can slow down the video, but I would recommend you to experiment of your own. This way you will be able to learn more. I'm done here. Now we will select all these layers by holding the Shift key and clicking on the topmost and bottommost layer, and press Ctrl or Command G to group them together and rename it as text. We'll again activate the transform tool. How are we gonna do that? Either you can press Ctrl or Command T, or just click on any of these handles and then resize it as per the preference. We'll turn back on the visibility of the subject composite and the ellipse layer and bring the ellipse layer below the text group. Then we rotate the text 90 degrees and position it like this. And our poster is ready. I hope you enjoyed the process of making of the poster, and if you find this of any value to you, I would really appreciate if you can hit the like button and share the video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more such videos. And I'll